Hello, wrestling fans. It's your boy, the Blue here today. Talk about TNA and NXT. But before I do that, I'd like to send my condolences to the family of the great, legendary Roddy Piper. Roddy Piper was an icon in the wrestling world who passed away last weekend. He was the inventor of the things such as Miz TV, the barbershop, cutting edge, stuff, shows like that. He started out with Piper's Pit. A couple things he was made famous for was hitting Jimmy Superfly Snuka head across the head with a coconut, and also hitting Captain Lou Albano across the head with a record. And his battles at WrestleMania 1 and 2 with Mr. T, Roddy Piper, and Robert Downey Jr. You're seeing on WrestleMania Robert Downey Jr. Those are some of the great highlights that I remember you by. Surely be missed. But I just like to say thank you for the memories. You was one of the greats. So now we go to NXT. NXT starts off with Bayley versus Charlotte. It was a great match back and forth, with Bayley picking an upset victory as she hits Charlotte off the top rope off the second rope. I'm sorry, with the belly to belly suplex. Then they had an interview with Kevin Owens, who talks about after he apologized to Rhea Regal for that thing, for the incident that happened 2 weeks ago when doing the contract signing, and how Rhea Regal said that he hopes that Finn Balor gets Owens what he deserves. So Owens says that he wants a match against Balor and to make it a ladder match, so that way Real Regal won't try to screw him out of the title, because he feels like Real Regal is out to screw him over. So then Michael asked Kevin Owens, what does he feel like the demon is going to come out, or is he afraid of the demon? Kevin Owens gets up and walks away from the interview, that segment. So after that, we have our next match between Baron Corbin versus Steve Cutler. Not Jay Cutler, not his brother. I don't guess they're related. But anyway, the results. 15 seconds, hits the man one time, in the days, in the match. I'm about tired of this crap, man. Get the man some competition. I mean, every time I see this man week to week, it's always boom, over. I mean, I wonder, is the guy, can he really wrestle? Or is there a reason why his matches be so quick? I mean, even Goldberg back in the day, he had quick matches, but not that quick. I mean, come on. I'm going to see what this man really got, what it takes. I mean, put him in a match with some stiffer competition. Because I think he got some potential, but I don't really know for sure if what I think is real, because I haven't seen the man do anything but two moves, or a punch or a push, and next thing you know, end of the day, it's finishing move. That's a pretty good finishing move, though. After that, we have William Regal, who's backstage with Bayley, and Bayley asked for a title match against Sasha Banks, said she deserves a title match after she beat Charlotte. So William Regal said, you deserve one, and so does somebody else. So next week, I'm going to make a match between you and Becky Lynch, and the winner will face Sasha Banks at the next pay-per-view, which is NXT TakeOver in Brooklyn, the night before SummerSlam. So after that, we have Tyler Breeze, who wrestles Aaron Solo, not Han Solo. So quick match. Tyler Breeze dominates, hits him with the beauty shot. So then William Regal comes out and said, Tyler Breeze, for weeks you've been coming around me, asking me for an opponent at the pay-per-view. And he said, I dug deep all around the world to find an opponent for you. And believe me, this opponent, he will put you on the map. And his opponent will be none other than the great, legendary Japanese wrestler, Jushin Thunder Liger. So after that, we have a tag team match between Dash and Dawson as they take on the Hype Brothers, a team of Mojo Rawley and Zack Ryder. Zack Ryder and Raleigh wins as Ryder hits Dash with the Rough Rider. After that, they get attacked. Zack Ryder gets beat up by the Dash and Dawson. And then we have a interview with the Vaudevillains with William Regal. And William Regal says, "Seen what happened last week in your title match. I'm going to get a rematch at TakeOver." He said, "If I was you, I'd figure out a way to prevent Alexa Bliss from interfering in your match." And the Vaudevillains said, "Don't worry, we will." So after that, we have our main event, Samoa Joe versus Rhino. This match, pretty good between two big, powerful men who made a name in this sport. Ultimately, they hit each other back and forth. Ultimately, Samoa Joe picks up the victory as he gives Rhino the Muscle Buster. So that concludes that segment of NXT. Now we go on to TNA, which is TNA Impact. But tonight it was supposed to be the pay-per-view No Surrender. And before I give you the details, I honestly got to say, this is one of the best TNA TNA shows I've seen in a long time. It's a pretty good show from start to finish. I really liked the way it was, more action, a lot of good things, good matches, from start to finish. So, did a nice job on this one. Keep up the good work. This is what I'm talking about. This is what I like to see, So here we go with the results. First off, we have Brown versus Mr. Anderson. Mr. Anderson was in control from the get-go. Then Brown finally starts to get control. But ultimately, Mr. Anderson wins with a small package roll-up. After the match, Brown attacks him again, hits him with his microphone again, leaves him laying. So, Matt Hardy is interviewed and says he will fulfill his destiny tonight and become the TNA champion. Then we have James Storm comes out to the ring and says that he's tired of people letting him down, and those who let him down will pay. So he calls out Poya. He talks to Poya, telling how he brought him from nothing and how he's letting him down. So he starts slapping Poya around. Then Poya had enough, and he power bombs James Storm. Leaves him laying. He says, "I am not Poya. Sierra, I can't remember his first name, but he said, and you won't be hitting me no more." So then we have our next match, which was a 3-on-1 handicap match between the Dollhouse and Gail Kim. Gail Kim looked dominating pretty much throughout the match. So we figured that the odds was against her, but they tried to triple team her, but Gail Kim escapes it. And she tried to get a hold of Terrence Terrell, who Terrence Terrell then runs out the arena, leaving the other two Dollhouse to fend for themselves. She ends up picking up the victory as she hits Marty Bell with the Eat the Feet, picks up the victory. Then we have a match featuring Drew McGalloways and Eli Drake. On this match, Drew Galloways was dominating. He lost his temper. He almost put his hands on the referee. Referee got in the middle between the two. Eli Drake sucker punches Galloways, pins him with the roll up, with his hands on the rope, picks up the 1-2-3 victory. After that, we have Bobby Roode talking to Bully Ray about Austin Aries match, talking about how could you let Austin Aries be put in a match about his career on the line. He says, "I don't have a partner if he loses." Then he tells Bully Ray, he said, "You know what? I'm going to do whatever I can to make sure Austin Aries wins that match." And Bully Ray says, "And I'm going to do whatever I can to make sure the best man wins." So after that, we have our match between Austin Aries and Rockstar Spud. And in this match, if Aries loses, he can no longer wrestle in the Impact TNA Wrestling. And if Rockstar Spud loses, he loses the Rockstar Spud, the Rockstar name. So it was a pretty good match. Austin Aries pretty dominated throughout the majority of the match. He hits him with 3 discus elbows in the brain buster, but somehow Rockstar Spud manages to kick out. Then Rockstar Spud look like he's about to get done with as Aries has him on the top rope, but Rockstar Spud reverses it and hits him from the top rope with the underdog, picks up the 1-2-3 victory, therefore forcing Austin Aries to lead TNA. After the match, Aries congratulates Rockstar Spud with a hug and raises his hand. I mean, that's just going to show classmanship for Austin Aries. I hope that don't mean that your wrestling career is over with. You know, I think you were one of the greatest wrestlers I've ever seen, talent-wise. I don't know where you're going to head to. I don't know if it's going to be another promotion or what the deal is. But I hope this ain't the last we've seen of you, Austin Aries, because you are one of the best in the business today. So let's hope that your wrestling career continues. So then we have James Storm, who asked for a match against Syra. And that match didn't last long. James Bell gets qualified after hitting him with a cowbell, leaves him laid out. And then we go backstage and Bully Ray is laid out. Somebody laid him out. We don't know who. So then we have Dixie Carter talking with Jeff Jarrett, who Jeff Jarrett asked this call, let Global Force help you next week. Let me run the show for 1 week. Let Global Force and TNA combine for 1 week. So this Carter says, okay. So next week, TNA will be ran by Jeff Jarrett. So after that, we go to our main event. Full Metal Mayhem. Matt Hardy, EC3. The only way to win, to get the title off the ladder. Or suspend above. It was a good match, I gotta admit. Pretty darn good match. No one interfered. It was all, we seen both men get thrown to tables. Matt Hardy hitting with the side effect on the chair. I mean, it was a brutal match. I mean, from start to finish. I mean, I actually was impressed with this match. EC3 showed me that he got what it takes to compete without the shenanigans. I mean, him and Matt Hardy, they put on a hell of a match. Probably the best TNA title match I've seen in a long time. But ultimately, EC3 picks up the victory, retaining his title. So therefore, EC3 still your TNA World Champion. And I honestly got to say on this one, he actually deserved to be champ tonight because he earned that one. He earned it. I got to give it to him. EC3, you earned that match. You showed me something tonight. You had heart. You took what it takes. So, that will conclude our review for the night. You know, I've been pretty impressed this week the way the show's been going. Starting to put more wrestling into it, and it's starting to be a little more exciting. So I'm not too disappointed. Still have my problem with that Baron Corbin situation. I mean, get a man a physical match. Let somebody give him some competition. I mean, for once. I just want to see what this guy really got, you know. But I can't complain. TNA, you had a pretty good show tonight. NXT show was pretty good, except for that Baron Corbin situation. You know, looking forward to seeing more good shows from these companies. RH, I can't be sitting up all night trying to watch you at 11 o'clock at night. Then I want to do a review on you. Because, you know, it ain't worth my time. It's only for an hour, and I know you ain't going to have but 1 or 2 matches, and it's going to be like a 30-minute, 20-minute match piece. So, you know, until you give me some product and some more wrestling, I won't be doing no more RH reviews if it comes on at the TNA. Now, if it comes on before TNA again, then I can do that. But I'm not going to waste my time all night trying to wait for you to get off the air for a little 2-match interview or segment or review. So, you know, I like the talent there, but I don't know, I ain't enough action. So, you know, I ain't going to sit there and waste my time to sit there and try to fight to give you a review on something that I know will be late at night and it's going to be, 2 matches is over with, you know. So, and that will conclude this review for the night. And once again, I am the host of this review, Double Hawaiian. And I'm looking forward to keep giving you these reviews on TNA and NXT. And maybe in the near future, maybe Global Force and RH if they ever decide to give you some better product and better shows. So that will wrap it up for tonight. And until next week, I'd like to say peace. God bless. And I'm out. Once again, rest in peace, Roddy Piper. God bless you.